Anti-inflammatory stacking has emerged as a dominant trend in wellness circles, promising that carefully combining certain foods can dramatically reduce chronic inflammation, improve health, and even slow aging. Recipes, smoothies, and meal plans pair turmeric with black pepper, omega-3 rich foods with antioxidant-heavy fruits, and diverse vegetables with herbs and spices, all marketed as a way to hack the body's inflammatory response. Influencers often present these stacks with before and after comparisons, glowing testimonials, and scientific jargon, creating the impression that you can significantly control inflammation with clever food combinations. The appeal is obvious. Chronic inflammation is linked to numerous conditions, from joint pain to cardiovascular disease. Yet the reality behind the hype is far more nuanced, and the trend carries hidden risks and oversimplifications. Some combinations in anti-inflammatory stacking have legitimate evidence. Turmeric contains curcumin, a compound that exhibits anti-inflammatory properties in laboratory studies, and its absorption is improved by piperine in black pepper. Omega-3 fatty acids from fatty fish or algae have been repeatedly shown to reduce certain markers of inflammation in controlled trials, particularly in cardiovascular and autoimmune contexts. Diets rich in diverse vegetables and fruits provide a range of polyphenol, fiber, and micronutrients that can support metabolic health and promote a favorable gut microbiome, which indirectly modulates inflammatory pathways. From a scientific perspective, these foods do have measurable effects, but the magnitude is modest, context-dependent, and generally only significant when incorporated into a consistent, balanced diet over weeks or months. The problem arises when marketing exaggerates the impact of stacking and encourages the idea of immediate or dramatic results. Wellness content often portrays anti-inflammatory meals as near miraculous, capable of turning off inflammation or resetting your immune system overnight. These claims ignore the complexity of chronic inflammation, which is influenced by genetics, age, stress, sleep, exercise, medications, and overall dietary patterns. Isolated food combinations cannot override systemic issues, and presenting them as a shortcut misleads people into over-relying on certain ingredients while neglecting foundational lifestyle factors. The focus on stacks can also create risks of imbalance or overconsumption. High doses of turmeric or curcumin supplements, for example, can cause gastrointestinal upset, interact with blood thinners, and in rare cases, lead to liver issues. Omega-3 supplements in excessive amounts can increase bleeding risk, interact with medications, or cause digestive discomfort. Pairing multiple potent compounds without guidance may amplify side effects, particularly for individuals with underlying health conditions, yet social media often frames stacking as universally safe and beneficial. People are rarely cautioned about individual variability or potential drug interactions. There is also a psychological dimension that is overlooked. Turning meals into a series of anti-inflammatory hacks reinforces the perception that food is a tool to control biology with precision, rather than a source of nourishment and balance. Followers may feel compelled to meticulously combine ingredients, track every meal, or experience guilt when they fail to include specific stacks. This can foster obsession, stress, and rigidity around eating, paradoxically increasing systemic stress and potentially undermining the intended anti-inflammatory goals. Teens and young adults, who are particularly impressionable, may adopt these habits rigidly, using stacks as a performance metric for health rather than as part of a flexible, sustainable diet. Another issue is the focus on novelty over practicality. Many stacks feature expensive, exotic, or hard-to-source ingredients, making consistent adherence difficult. People may substitute simpler, accessible anti-inflammatory foods with trendy combinations, thinking that the stack is essential, when in reality, consistent intake of everyday vegetables, fruits, legumes, nuts, seeds, and moderate fatty fish provides more reliable, cumulative anti-inflammatory benefits. The pursuit of optimal stacks can distract from the fact that long-term dietary patterns, not individual compounds or flashy pairings, drive meaningful reductions in inflammation. In short, anti-inflammatory stacking illustrates the tension between legitimate nutrition science and wellness marketing. Turmeric, omega-3s, antioxidants, and diverse vegetables do contribute to a lower inflammatory profile over time, but the viral presentation of stacks exaggerates the effects, oversimplifies human biology, and encourages a rigid, performance-oriented mindset around food. Overconsumption, potential supplement interactions, gastrointestinal stress, and unrealistic expectations are real risks, particularly for vulnerable populations. The trend also overlooks the central truth: sustained, balanced dietary patterns, adequate sleep, regular physical activity, and stress management are far more powerful in regulating chronic inflammation than any single combination of foods. In the rush to combine, track, and optimize, the anti-inflammatory stacking trend often replaces practical health habits with a performative, marketing-driven ritual that can mislead, stress, or even harm those trying to improve their wellness.